Will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you can hear me. Am I audible to you all? Response me if you can hear me. Anybody? Are you all available online? Could anyone say me that whether I'm audible to you all or not? So no one want to respond. Fine, in that case, I'll just start with the class. I'm sharing you screen. Hope you can see my screen. In a previous class, I've just posed the screen till this one. So in yesterday's class, what we have done is we created a number range to record the transaction. So recording of transaction of GL account where we could make entries based on expenses, income or all the stuffs we were making a entry. So in the steps, what we have learned is first we parked the entry. After parking a entry, we need to wait for an approval whether that entry will be marked as an accounting entry. When it is marked as an accounting entry, we call it as posting. Parking a entry, seeing in a bucket, then from there we will go for a post the parking entry. We will post it where we are converting into actual accounting transactions. Once we convert into actual accounting transactions, then we can also see those entries in the display document options. Display documents. You will be having an option where you can see the display of documents. Now, after this, I also showed you how to record, how to make a direct document. Directly recording a transaction where you don't have to wait for an approval. Without directly you will be given an access so that you can start doing your entry. So two entries we have done: direct document posting. We have done two entries. So I'll show you another 2-3 entries now, then we will go with the purchase and sales. So first here I'm starting with the number range. What I'm doing, I'm going to make a purchase of computer, which is a fixed asset. Purchase of computer to business paid by cash, rupees 45,000. 45,000 I made a purchase. So let me make an entry here which says a computer comes into the business, where I'm not going to use a debit and credit. So we also learned that for using a debit and credit, we have a term that is called as. Okay, for debit you will use it as 40. For credit you will use it as 50. Debit line item. Debit line item is 40. Credit line item is 50. And when I type some amount in this 40, that is debit line, that amount I want it to display in a credit line also. To copy from one line item to another line item, you can use star. And I have given a narration in the first line item, the same thing to be repeated in the next line item. So you will use plus. Plus to continue the narration. According to the same thing, now I'm going to use a transaction FB50 direct document posting for the seventh transaction. Seventh transaction. So here I'll go with this slash N FB50. Enter. Now you got this entry. I also have one more screen, GL creation. Let me close this for now. I don't want to keep this. Okay, later if I want, I'll open it. Now I am making a purchase today. So 11. Look at this, what it shows, the companies 11/12. So let me go here, date 11, or I'll just go with this date, current date I'll select 11/2. Then the company name is same thing. In case if it is different, first click on this company code and change it. Maybe assume that here it is showing some other code. Click on this company code. It will ask for company code. Click on, just type your company code. Click on this enter button. So automatically your details will get captured. So date is done. Your company code. So currency is INR. Then you can go here. Okay, you can go here. So from this direct document also, how to make a parking, how to make a saving, both I will show you. So first thing, general ledger. What is this general ledger? We are making a purchase of computer. So debit computer we have to do. I'll click on this drop down. Make sure your company code is the same thing. Then enter. Check for computer. So I have a computer. I've selected it. Then you have to select here as debit. Amount is 45,000. Then this is tax code. Still we have not come to this. So there is no tax code. Then you have to keep pressing tab until you go for this text. So I will mention here purchase. Purchase of computer for business need. Then I'll come to the next line item. I made this purchase by cash. Payment done through the cash. Then cash, debit or credit. It is a credit. To copy amount, it is star. Keep pressing tab until you go for narration. Now plus to copy the narration. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to park this from where? From FB50. Look at this option. You have an option park document F8. If I click on this, document is parked. So you have an option document is parked. In this entry, what I have done, we went for from the voucher entry screen, that is document entry screen. GL document entry screen. Once after updating the details, required fields, you have to go for F8. F8. This F8 is used for park document. If the same in the same screen, if you are using here instead of F8, if you use save, control yes. So this is post document. Post means entry is accepted for entry level. Post document. Now what we have done, we have parked this. Parked this entry. To see this parked document, to see this parked document, we have to go for display parked document. For displaying parked document, you have a T code FBV3. So I press here /n FBV3, enter. Document list, execute. It is asking me saying that there is only one entry. This is only to display. Save button is not highlighted. To display and convert this into actual accounting entry, that is posting document entry, you have another T code which is post parked document FBV0. FBV0. So we'll go here /n FBV0. I press enter. Document list, execute. So one item, now you can see save button is highlighted. It says post. So now I'll just select this post. Now what it is saying, no document is selected. So if I have to post, you have to click on this button. When you click on this button, this entry will get highlighted. When it is highlighted, you can click on the save. Document is posted. When it comes in a red color, it is having an error. Now you have to check the error and solve it. If it is in a green color, there was no error, entry is been accepted. And it also says that saying an approval message, document 108 was posted in the company code. If you get the circle and check in mark, accepted. If you get a triangle and exclamation mark saying that there is some warning message but still entry can be saved. If you get in a red color the wrong button, that means there is some error. So like this wrong button if you get, then it means there is some error, you have to solve it. Now again we will go to display parked document FBV3 document execution. So there is no document available in the parking. We only have all the entries approved. Now we will not do this one which going to park and then post. I will directly do only posting entry. Okay. So now here let me say that paid salary to an employee of rupees 25,000 from ICICI Bank. Now here salary, debit salary, debit all expenses, so it comes with the salary. Then credit, it is paid through the bank, so ICICI Bank, debit the receiver, credit the giver. I am giving the salary through a bank, so ICICI Bank. Okay, so now here I go with, let's record the transaction. So here it is FB50. FB50. The date of entry is today 11/02/2021. 2025. Maybe I paid a salary yesterday. Today I'm recording a transaction. So 10/02/2026. You have to go for general ledger here, enter. So salary, you have a ledger. I'm selecting a salary. Then this is a debit. I'm selecting debit. Amount is 25,000. So going to text. So let me say here as salary paid for the month of January 2026. So next line item, we will go for option that is paid through the bank, selecting a bank which is going to be a credit. To copy a amount, it is star, and to copy the narration, it will be plus. Now I'm not parking this. To check whether your entry is correct or not, you can go for this simulate. If you click on the simulate, it is saying there is no problem. So now if it is error, it will show you in red color. Now I can say here complete. Okay, parking you want to do, or you want to do anything. So complete. So document 101 is parked, right? It is parked. So if I would have clicked directly here, that means it would have been saved it. So again, we will go for FBV3, which is for displaying. We will go for FBV0, which is directly converting a entry as posted entry. Okay, simulate option is used for validating whether your entry is correct or not. Simulate document posting. Okay, the shortcut key for this is F9, which is simulate document entry. It is F8 is a shortcut key used to validate entry. Okay, from here, if required, you can park it or you can post it. Okay, have posted. Now next, one more entry we will do. Marketing expenses, that means advertisement expenses of rupees 50,000 paid from HDFC Bank. This one entry. So before this entry, I'll do one more entry saying that a fund of rupees 1 lakh. Okay, let me go with 3 lakh. 3 lakh transferred from ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank. So here we have to do debit and credit. What is debit here? So debit the receiver. Receiver is HDFC Bank and the giver is ICICI Bank. Okay, we will try to do this entry. Okay, today I'm transferring 11 to 2026. GL account, enter. So HDFC Bank ledger is not available. When the entry is not available, then what we have to do? We have to create the general ledger account. So how to create the ledger account? We have to go for GL creation. So without closing this, if I have to open another one, so instead of /n, I will use /o. /n, I'm using /o. Then FS00 is for creating ledger. FS00 is used for creating a ledger. Right now, what is this? HDFC Bank. HDFC Bank comes under assets. Go to create. The last ledger which is used is 30004. We will make it here as 30005. Royal Company 1. Enter. This comes under assets, which is balance sheet, and this is HDFC Bank. Let me copy this and put it into GL account also. We'll go to control. Here sort key is 001. Then field status variant FG001. G001. Save this. Control yes. Enter. So now you can see HDFC Bank available. Now what we will do? We will go for this enter GL account document for the company. Now here in the GL account field, you have to click on this drop down option. Press enter in GL long text. Now you will find this HDFC Bank. Select it. It is a debit. Amount is 3 lakh. And then you have a text. Text is a narration. So fund transferred from ICICI Bank to HDFC Bank. I pressed enter, so it says warning message saying that no other line is selected. Let me select again now. The next line item is I've transferred from ICICI Bank. So it is credit to copy amount star, and then I'll press a tab going to the text to copy the text plus. Now save direct posting. Control yes. You can press Control yes or click on this save button. This document is posted. Let's go for the next one. Marketing. In this marketing, what you have? You are paying the marketing expenses. Marketing expenses. So debit marketing expenses. And then credit HDFC Bank. Paid through HDFC Bank. Okay. Now I will go for the next one. Next entry. Okay. 11/02/2026. Here I don't have a ledger, marketing expenses or advertisement. We have to create it. For creating this, again, you can go for this GL account which I have already opened and kept. Go to create. So expenses. Expenses is the last number is 10006. I'm going to create 10007. For this company, in a type, it is expenses, profit and loss. The ledger name is marketing expenses. Then in a credit GL account, GL long text, let me copy this and paste it here again. Go to control data and here type the sorting key according to the entry date. G001. We are making the general ledger entry. So G001 as your general ledger field status variant. Control yes to save. Enter. So now we have a ledger. Going back to the entry screen. In this, you have a GL account. Now click on this drop down. Press enter. You can find a marketing expenses now. Select here as a debit. Amount we are paying here 50,000, and then you will go for the next option, that is your text. So in the text you have to give a narration. So let me give the narration here saying that marketing expenses paid. Okay, then I'll go for the next line, which is paid through the bank. So let's select here the bank HDFC. Then you have to select credit. To copy a amount star, then keep pressing tab to go back to this narration. After moving to narration, to copy the narration, that is a text, plus control yes to save. So you got this entry saved. Till this one, if anybody having a doubt, you can ask me. No response? You can also mention in chat box saying that one if you have no doubts. Let me continue the session. If no ledgers are available for document entry, then you can create GL account master by using a T code. using T code and letting to open another new tab. That is another new window. How? We are using /o /o, and the T code for this GL creation is this one, FS00. Okay, /o is used for new window. With this, along with new T code, along with this, you have to use T code. Example /o, T code for this is FS00. So you can create a ledger and create all these things. So till this one, what we have done is we started creating a ledger and creating the entries that is actually required for general ledger master. Now since we have already done with the ledger creations and recording of general ledger transaction, now we will go with accounts receivable and accounts payable concept. Accounts receivable and accounts payable. Okay, accounts receivable and accounts payable. So accounts receivable and accounts payable, what does it mean? So which means it is something which you have to do with the outstanding. Outstanding. Now say example, you are making a purchase. You make a purchase from one or the two person. So assume that we make a purchase from Mr. A for rupees. So let me take made purchase from Mr. A for rupees 1 lakh. Okay. So maybe you are purchasing today but you have not paid. So assume that this is your first entry. Okay. When you are making on this is okay, on 5th of January. On 5th of January, you made a purchase. Again, now what you are going to do, you will make one more purchase. Okay, so same thing. Maybe you're making purchase from another person also, not a problem. I'll just show you one example with one single person. What does it payable or receivable means? So I'm making a purchase from Mr. A again for rupees 50, okay, 45,000 on 8th of January 2026. Then again, purchase of goods, against another purchase of goods, we made it from Mr. A for the worth of rupees 75,000. Okay, I made a purchase for 75,000. Now what I will do, let's take here saying that you have an option. What it is, you are having a total outstanding. So This is been made on 12th of January. 12th of January 2025. 26, sorry. Okay. So till date of 12 Jan 2026, the total outstanding amount that you have to pay, that has to be paid by RYL1 to Mr. A is how much you have to make a total. So 1 lakh, what it is? 1,75,000 plus 45,000 plus 75,000, right? It is 1 lakh plus 45,000 plus 75,000. It is 2,20,000. Is rupees 2,20,000. Then again, what I make? I am making a payment on 18th of January of 2026, paid rupees 1,50,000 to Mr. A. What is happening here? I had some amount. I had this amount 2,20,000. What is this 2,20,000? It is the amount that has to be paid. So we call this as accounts payable, or you can say bills payable. You can say it as accounts payable or bills payable. How much that has to be paid to Mr. A, right? This we will consider as payable. So since I'm paying here 1,50,000 on 18th, so that means, so on the same day, what is happening here? Here I am making a outstanding. So till this date, till this date, till today, maybe I have made a purchase or not. So till today, okay, let me make as for 18th of January 2026, outstanding amount for Mr. A is how much? So we have paid 1 out of 2 lakh. We have paid how much? 1,50,000. Out of 1,50,000, how much I have? I have still outstanding amount that has to be paid for Mr. A is 70,000. We are still supposed to pay. So let's take here again we are making a purchase. So purchase for rupees 2,50,000 on 26th, okay, 27th of January 2026. And again I'm making another purchase of goods worth of rupees 1,50,000 on 8th of February. Now what is happening? I made some purchase. So what we have to say? Note. So we have not made any payments. So as on today's date, that is 11 February 2026. RYL1, that is Royal 1, is having a outstanding payable amount. Outstanding bills payable amount of rupees. How much? Here I'm having some 70,000 that has to be paid. 70,000 that has to be paid to Mr. A. And again, you have one more amount. So we have to make a calculation here. So let's say 70,000 plus 1,50,000 plus how much it is? I made for another one 2,50,000. 70,000 plus 2,50,000 plus 1,50,000 is 4,70,000 is what I'm supposed to pay. 4,70,000. Right? We are supposed to pay 4,70,000. 70,000, 2,50,000 plus 1,50,000. So it is 4 lakh. 4 lakh plus 70,000. It is bills payable of 4,70,000 you are having. So this is how you call it as bills payable. When you make a purchase, it is payable. So for one person, you have a record of paying 4,70,000. The same way, you might have made a purchase from many person or many company. How much you have to pay? Together, we call it as bills payable. Together, we call it as bills payable. Now, in this, I've just given you an example of how the purchase is making. The same thing, it's reverse. Same concept related to your sales also. Same concept applicable to sales. Applicable to sales. What it is? As accounts receivable. Instead of paying, it is accounts receivable. You have to receive it, which is outstanding. Anything that are supposed to be received or paid, we call it as outstanding. Anything which you are supposed to pay or receive is called as outstanding. So in outstanding, you have payable as well as receivable. Now, where this payable and receivable will fall? To whom we are supposed to pay? Okay, we make, okay, we record payables, right? So payables, we record purchase for the purchase whatever we made. We record purchase based on whatever the purchase you're doing, whether it is on goods or whether it is on services, it depends. So based on this, you are recording a transaction. Okay, we record purchase made from the supplier. Now, who is the supplier? For us, we either call this as supplier or we call it as vendor. But in accounts, what do we call them? In accounting system, accounting concept, we can't create a supplier or vendor. We will create this supplier and vendor. Supplier and vendor are created as sundry creditor. And now in this, when we say it as sundry creditor, this is from person whom you are making. From any person you make a purchase, whether he is a manufacturer, is a distributor like wholesaler, retailer, still to be considered as sundry creditor. And your customer, what is your customer? From to whom you're making a sales. And maybe this customer, maybe he buys from you and sells to another person, but still he is buying from you. You're making a sales to the customer. This customer can be a distributor. He will buy from you. He will supply to wholesaler, retailer, end user, or to some other stores, factories, wherever it is supplying. But the party can be any person. But when it comes to the customer, when it comes as your customer, then that customer is said to be your debtors. Your debtors. So sundry debtors. Sundry debtors. Now where does sundry debtors and sundry creditors come? Right? Where to where do sundry debtors and sundry creditors fall? Sundry creditor and sundry debtor falls under. Okay? This comes under your balance sheet. Balance sheet. That means your sundry creditor will come on the liability side. Okay, liability sides. You can also show this as current liabilities. Current liabilities. And then sundry debtors. Maybe you would have seen in a balance sheet saying that sundry debtors, sundry creditors, accounts payable, accounts receivable, bills payable, bills receivable, or even sometimes as trade payable, trade receivable, or simply in terms of payables and receivables, all are one and the same. Okay, everything is one and the same, which you will be seeing here. So sundry debtors comes on the asset side under current assets. And it also have another effect. Okay, another effect on cash flow statement. Why? So when I say this sundry creditors means we are supposed to payable. Payable. We are saying payable and showing on liabilities, but that money is not paid. Okay, not yet paid, which means the cash is still with us. Cash is available in company. So that means RYL. 1. Okay, so say example, you have a balance. Okay, you have some 50,000, 40,000 in a as a payable, and you have it as a receivable, but still that amount we have not yet received and not yet paid. So it is when it is not, it's still available, not yet paid. So in cash flow, what you will do, the payable amount when it is not yet paid is added to your cash. balance because we have not yet paid. So maybe you can add it to your cash or cash at bank, anything is fine. Again, when it comes to sundry debtors, sundry debtor, here what happens? Okay, it is receivable. Accounts receivable. Now what is this receivable? We have not yet received. Not yet received. So money is not with us. So which means cash is not with company. Where NRYL 1, Royal 1, which means this will do what? This amount will be the receivable amount will be added to, so sorry, not added, it will be deducted. Since we have not received, that money is not with us, so it has to be deducted. Deducted from cash balance, because we show cash also in a balance sheet. Okay, so in a balance sheet, first of all, in the balance sheet, you have to show the cash in hand on current asset side. Under current assets, current assets will only display actual cash in a left, actual cash balance available, where actual cash balance available in a business. Okay, so that is what the cash system will show. Now we are supposed to create all the required masters that is required for making an entry of purchase and sales. Okay, so I'll tell you with those records. So take a break for 5 minutes, then I'll continue. Okay, so listen now. What else we have to do? So let me just tell you, we have to first create ledger. Create ledger for accounting groups based on sundry debtors and sundry creditors. This we have to create. Once after creating this, then below this we have to create a party ledger. Party ledger means the names of customer and names of customer and vendors list, which has to be creditors will have a list of all the suppliers from whom you make a purchase of a goods or services. Now next one, debtors. Debtors debtors will have a list of all the customer's name. So it can be a companies also, to whom you make a sale of goods and services. Then we have to create a register number. Register number for purchase. Before creating this register number, I may also have to create range number for supplier and range number for customers. Once after creating this, I have to start recording purchase. So now you can start recording purchase, but before I start recording purchase, what you have to do? You have to create the number range. So that means purchase register for, which will be having a purchase register. Purchase register will contain the details, the numbers of pages, number of bills. Purchase register you have to create. Then you can also make a record of sales. Record of sales. For this record of sales, you have to create sales register. Once after creating the sales register, only then you can start doing your entries. Okay, these are the things practically we have to do it. After we finish doing this, then we will enter into recording of entry one by one. Practically we will see. Till this concept, if anybody having a doubt, please let me know. Is anyone having a doubt? Okay, Ibra Khan says no doubt. Thank you for response. I'll be sharing you these notes. I didn't share you from Monday's class. So Monday, Tuesday, and today, Wednesday. All the 3 class notes I'll try to share by tomorrow. Separate notes, the practical things which I used to share each and every day. But the running notes I've shared with you on a WhatsApp group, you can refer that for your practicing. The same thing again in a detail I'll be sharing on individual day by day notes. I'll try to share at least 1 or 2 notes tomorrow. Okay, so accordingly, please follow the navigations. If not the navigations, go through the T codes. According to the T codes, make sure you make a entries. Record all the entries. If any doubts, you can also ping me on WhatsApp. You can just share wherever you have an error. Even if you would like to share with a screenshot and asking for doubts also, it is fine. You can ask me on WhatsApp group. If not, during the class, you can unmute and talk to me. You can ask there. Whichever you feel comfortable, that method you can do. Now, going back to this concept where we have to start with the practicals. If I start this, it will take a lot of time. So I will start this practical in the next session. In the next session, that is tomorrow. Okay, we will do it in tomorrow. Anybody having a doubt, you can tell me. Fine, then we'll continue in tomorrow's session. That's all for today. Okay, see you then.